Hello, my name is Eric Roeder, and I work in business development for Codilation. My team of elite nerds is dedicated to helping turn big ideas into first customers. Building apps and helping develop new businesses allows me to meet amazing people. These people are doing amazing things in our tech community and my actual community of Fargo, North Dakota. I wanted to start a platform to help business leaders and other great people in our community tell their story. Connecting with amazing people is my job. Welcome to my office. My guest this week is Mukai Selekwa. He's the founder of Webblen, and it's an app that rewards people for coming together. It's an awesome concept, and it's at a time when we need to come together more than ever. We're going to chat a little bit about it this week. Welcome, Internet. I'm here with my guest and my former coworker, Mukai Selekwa, right?
That is right.
Selekwa. I knew it, but I was like, I haven't said this in 3 months because you're the ambitious founder of Webblen, a fantastic app, and we're airing this, or we're filming this again because we had this all done. And it was all edited even too. And then there was a noticeable pandemic.
It happens. Sometimes there's a disease that just kind of comes in, wipes everything out.
There was definitely a noticeable health concern in the world.
So yeah, in case the internet needed to know, about twice your age, and I had a Super Nintendo. I got that when my sister was born, so that it would babysit me. Yes. And my favorite game for that is Mario 3. Yes. Oh man, I had that for the Game Boy. Yeah, it's one of the best games possible. I love. Never beat it. It's tricky. It's tough. There's that fish that comes into. Oh man. The water levels. My parents used to pull the Nintendo out of my room and into the living room after I go to bed, and I rent it on the weekends. Yeah. And they're like, "You gotta get to this water level. There's this big fish that comes and eats you." I'm like, "Mom, I can't get past the desert." Yeah. What? Oh, the desert level. Oh, it's tricky. Yeah. Oh my god, that world. The sun that would swoop down and just murder you. Right? Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, so us ranting about Super Mario 3.
And so thanks for taking some time again
no problem.
And dealing with all of the madness, because I think we've all kind of been dealing with some madness lately. So I'm excited to get into what Webblen is.
All right.
But can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. Well, my name's Mukai, the founder and CEO of Webblen. And when it comes to myself, I like to just see myself as a digital entrepreneur that is on a mission to make the world a more involved and better place.
Yeah, no, I love it. And we used to work together. And when you left here, Webblen is still kind of in its infancy. And so I'm excited to kind of find out where things are at now. So can you explain what Webblen is to our audience?
So Webblen is a community building platform that actually pays and rewards our users for attending and building events. We've seen with the rise of technology, social media, and the internet in general, there's been also a rise in depression and loneliness. And it's kind of ironic that even though we're more connected than ever before, that we're actually also lonelier and more disconnected than ever before, especially now with COVID-19 really adding salt to the wound right there.
That cranked it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of Zoom meetings, and even though I can talk to anyone anywhere, I'm like, just makes me so happy sitting next to you.
Likewise, it feels good.
It's good to be back. So what age did you develop this app?
I want to say I started to develop this app around 17 to 18, and initially it was going to be an app that puts all your social media into one place.
Okay.
And we also had an event notifier in there, and then we actually got more traction and more interest from the event notifier, and then we pivoted towards, okay, let's make an app that's kind of focused on events. And then Webblen just started to grow into an application that actually rewards you for attending events and building a community. And since then, and I don't know, that's all she wrote.
That's kind of crazy. And I mean, we run into this a lot, and a lot of companies will throw money at we're going to solve a problem that's not really a problem.
Exactly.
We found the problem, $40,000 in development.
Yep.
Let's pivot a little bit. And so I'm glad that you didn't have to pay that, and you're smart enough to do that.
Oh. Could you imagine? That would have been an expensive mistake.
They're weird phone calls to make.
Yeah.
They are. So can we get into your head a little bit and talk about the decision you had just to kind of go for it?
I don't know. I'm very much I'm an action driven individual.
Sure.
I'm even more likely to act. I'm more likely to act than to think.
Right. Ready, fire, aim.
Yep. And when it came to building something like this, eventually there's going to have to be a system that actually pays people or rewards people for, building communities, getting involved in actually, improving the world that we live in, right?
Sure.
So I thought, okay, if that's pretty much where humanity's going, or else like innovation probably will like really slow down if that doesn't happen. So might as well build it.
Be the guy.
Get the ball rolling.
Be the guy. And so do you have any regrets making that decision? And then do you have any advice for someone who's kind of in that similar, like they have that idea, should they go for it?
Yeah, probably the biggest regret with the way I've gone about Webblen is like a company needs to make money. That's simply in its essence. If you want to survive and you want to create a business, what value are you providing to the user that's also that you're able to monetize as well?
Right.
And it was not only until this year that we've actually been able to pivot towards actually being able to focus on tickets, the ticket aspect of our app being probably the best ticketing platform that is available in market when it comes to affordability and how quickly you get your money.
Sure.
The fact it took this long and actually listening to our users, what they would like, paying attention to their suggestions. Like, you may have a vision for the way that your business will be, but at the end of the day, it's going to really be your customers or users that determine what that business is going to grow into.
You have the vision, but the money is kind of the real vision.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting because we work with that question all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I got this great solution. It's like, is it a problem that people will give you $1 for? And they're like, well,
exactly.
I'll come back in a little bit.
I mean, it's really cool, but
gonna make $1 with it.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part.
Who asked for this?
Yeah. So again, this is super ambitious, and I didn't erase the business chart that I made 5 months ago displaying your vision. So we'll just go over it again.
Okay.
And so this is the ambition chart, and there's me and you, and you're like Salazar Slytherin, which is impressive, and I'm like, do you want to go eat tacos? And so that.
Hey, I remember us going actually. What was it? Noble. Was it Noble?
Noble.
Hey, I did like that. Was still pretty ambitious for me. Like.
You do what you're good at, and I do what I'm good at. So stick to our strengths. And so what's the next step for Webblen in the next couple years?
It's interesting because now we've also had to focus on digital events.
Sure.
Especially with the way this pandemic has turned out. And what's interesting is that there's a lot of opportunity that we've seen on the digital event side of things, and also still focusing on our mission and actually getting people involved, especially with our brand. And even recently, we've started to create a podcast / video series as well.
Sure.
That people can check out. Webblen Local to Global.
Maddie, why don't you just like put that in the stuff with the things?
Webblen Local to Global.
Because you're good at that, and I would forget before we had you.
Which is just basically documenting the brand story to make the world a more involved place and to actually be able to pay and reward people to get involved in their communities.
And I would just follow him on anything because, like, worst case scenario, you get like fun dance videos of you randomly, which I also like. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but has the next step kind of changed at all, like after COVID now?
Yeah, it is being able to resilience and being able to pivot is key. This pandemic is it is a sink or swim situation, and we've seen like a lot of big businesses as well have closed so many locations, laid off so many jobs. But the funny thing about this pandemic, it's probably put you could say fast forward like to the growth of humanity. Like, what are we gonna do next?
We're going through a pretty rough growing pain.
It is some growing pains
right now. Yeah.
We've even seen like there's more work from home. There's more focus on virtual activities and pushing more towards digital. But what we have to also keep in mind is that we're still human and we still need to be able to connect with each other,
Right.
and we still need to have those systems in place that facilitate and grow our connections with each other.
I love that. So you're taking some big steps, and each week we ask this, what can our audience do to help you and Webblen out?
Probably just, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our podcast, pay attention to our brand story. If you are an event host or a community builder, we also are building our early adopters to actually be able to create this social economy that people can get paid and rewarded to get involved. And it's completely free for you. It's just kind of on us on that end.
Right. So if you're an event planner, you might want to reach out.
Yeah.
So
we'll help you out too. We'll help you out a lot.
So perfect. Let's reach out to Mukai if you have some eventy kind of stuff or want to get paid to deal with eventy stuff. You can't come down here and you can't come down to the Nerdatorium and not get a nerd question.
Yes.
So I creeped on your Facebook and you're a fan of Replay Games.
That is true.
And they have every system ever.
Yes.
I'm gonna age myself with this, but what was the first system you ever had, and what's your favorite game for it?
Oh man, I want to say the earliest system that I can remember like having. I think it was the first one. Was it the Super Nintendo Entertainment System? The Super Nintendo. Oh man, I was like a child when I was like playing this. I remember playing this Mickey Mouse game, this Disney game where you're Mickey Mouse, and I remember this Ice Mountain stage, and it felt like a mixture of Mario and Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Put together.
God, I own it. I can't think of what it is. I know exactly.
Yep.
Every stage or every game back in there has an ice level, and I hate all of the ice levels. Like,
water levels. That's where
ice. Where is all of this lava? That is like, where is active
I've never
volcanoes?
seen this. I've never seen this. What is this?
Every game has like active lava everywhere, which is just kind of weird. But
it's the floor is lava, but a bit more intense.
A lot more intense. And so, in case the internet needed to know, mine was just a regular Nintendo and Mario 3, which is just a classic.
Yup.
A classic game.
Never beat that.
Get on that. Go to Replay Games. Do a few hours. I'll tell you where the warp whistles are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Nintendo Power Magazine back when that was a thing.
Yup.
I love that. So yeah, nerd questions and us talking about lava probably means it's time to wrap things up a little bit. Did you have anything else?
Nah. That would essentially be it. Be sure to wear your mask, socially distance yourselves, but still get involved in your community because the world is changing in ways that we didn't think would happen.
And let's make it change for the better.
Yes.
So thanks for being here again. Thanks for being brave. Thanks for being ambitious. I held out to the end, but this is the first time I made 2 business charts this week. And this one is going over how many business charts that I've made this year. And so we're usually 1 a week, and then there's a noticeable dip.
What happened there?
Noticeable pandemic. We talked about this earlier.
Oh yes.
And so I wanted to put 2 in because we're back to work. I'm so happy to be in studio with my friends. We missed 4th of July. Maddie, can you spruce the ending up with some fireworks or some patriotic things and maybe a cat or 2 just for good measure? And have a good weekend, everyone.
Awesome.
It's good to be back.
Yes.
Yeah.